What happens when an 84-year-old retired factory worker who spent 42 years building his pension dollar by dollar, penny by penny, finally retires and gives his only son power of attorney to help manage his finances because family should be able to trust family, and then discovers that for 5 entire years, his son has been systematically stealing his pension payments, his Social Security, his retirement savings, everything? The son had convinced his father that the money was being invested wisely. The father believed him because he was his son. What the father did not know was that a single conversation with a bank teller would uncover a theft so complete that it would destroy his entire family. My father worked at the manufacturing plant for 42 years. Same job, same company, same commitment. He started as an assembly line worker and retired as a supervisor. Every single paycheck he put a portion into his pension. By the time he retired at 62, he had accumulated $180,000 in pension savings. He was proud of that money. He had earned every dollar through hard work and careful saving. When he retired, my older brother offered to help manage his finances. My father was not comfortable with computers or banking apps. He trusted my brother completely. My brother had power of attorney and access to all of my father's accounts. For the first 2 years, everything seemed fine. My father received his monthly pension payments. He paid his bills. He lived comfortably. My brother reported that the investments were doing well and that the money was growing. My father believed him. In the 3rd year, my father noticed something small. His bank statement showed a pension deposit that was smaller than usual. When he asked my brother about it, my brother said it was just a calculation adjustment and not to worry. But something nagged at my father. He decided to visit the bank personally to ask questions. The bank teller he spoke to looked confused when my father asked about his account balance. She said the account was nearly empty. My father asked her to repeat that. She showed him the statement. Over the past 3 years, regular large withdrawals had been made to an account in my brother's name. My father sat in that bank chair without moving for a very long time. My father called me that afternoon. His voice was different, quieter, older. He asked me to come to his house immediately. When I arrived, he showed me the bank statements. I read through them systematically, and my anger grew with every page. 3 years of withdrawals, thousands of dollars monthly. Transferred directly to accounts that belonged to my brother. Not invested, not saved, stolen. The total was over $130,000. My father looked at me and asked what we should do. I told him we were calling the police immediately. Before calling the police, my father wanted to speak to my brother directly. My brother came to the house the next evening, completely unaware of what was about to happen. My father showed him the bank statements without saying anything. My brother's face went through several expressions: confusion, then realization, then anger, then something that looked like resignation. My father asked him one question: why? My brother said he had gotten into gambling debt. He had tried to pay it back with his own money, but it was not enough. He thought he would replace the money eventually, and my father would never know. My father told him that was not how family worked. My brother left the house without another word. I called the police that same evening and filed a formal report. The case was transferred to Financial Crimes Division because the theft involved power of attorney and elder financial abuse, both serious charges. I hired an attorney specializing in family financial crime. What the investigation revealed was that my brother had been systematically emptying the account for 5 years, not 3. The bank had records going back further than what my father had checked. The actual total was $148,000. My father had been left with approximately $32,000 of his original pension. My brother was arrested and charged with elder financial abuse, theft, and misuse of power of attorney. He was offered a plea deal: repay the full amount plus interest and accept a suspended sentence, or go to trial and potentially face prison time. My brother chose to repay. The family fractured completely. My mother, my father's wife of 58 years, had to accept that her son had committed a serious crime against her husband. My other siblings were angry, ashamed, and divided on whether we should have pressed charges. Family dinners, which had been sacred for 50 years, stopped happening. My father was devastated not just by the theft, but by the betrayal. He kept asking himself what he had done wrong as a father to raise a son capable of this. I spent months reassuring him that this was not his fault, that my brother's choices were his own, that trust in your own child is not weakness. My father eventually accepted this, but I could see that something in him had changed. His trust in people, not just family but people in general, had been damaged. My brother was ordered to repay $153,000, the original amount plus interest and court fees. He worked 2 jobs for 3 years to pay it back. My father received the money in monthly installments, and each payment felt like a small wound reopening. With each deposit, he was reminded of the theft. Each check was a reminder that his own son had done this. By the time the final payment was made, my father had regained most of his pension fund, but the emotional cost had been much higher than the financial one. My brother reached out to my father after the final payment was made. He wanted to talk. He wanted to apologize. He wanted forgiveness. My father agreed to meet him at a neutral location, a coffee shop, not the family home. I do not know exactly what was said in that conversation because my father never told me the details. What I know is that my father came home afterward and he cried for a long time. When I asked him what happened, he said my brother had apologized sincerely, and that my father had told him he forgave him. But forgiveness, my father said, is not the same as trust. My brother is now part of the family again, but it is different. He is welcome at family events, but there is a distance that was not there before. My father loves him. He is his son. But my father no longer trusts him with anything beyond polite conversation. My father established a new financial system. He removed my brother's power of attorney. He set up automatic bill payments so no one person controls his money. He started going to the bank personally every month to verify his statements. He also started volunteering at a senior center, helping other elderly people understand their finances and protect themselves from fraud, both by strangers and by family members. He said if his painful lesson could help someone else avoid the same pain, then at least something good would come from it. My father is 84 now. He still has his pension. He still lives in the same house he bought 50 years ago with my mother. He still goes to the bank every month on the first Friday, the same day he has gone for 50 years. He has not gone on the retirement trips he had planned because the money situation took years to resolve, and by then he was older and did not want to travel. But he says he does not regret pursuing the charges. He says that protecting yourself is more important than protecting someone's reputation, even if that someone is your own child. My brother's life changed too. He carries the weight of what he did. He is sober now. His gambling addiction cost him everything. He works steady jobs and pays his taxes and tries to be better every single day. My father has told him that he sees the effort, that he recognizes the change, that he is proud of him for becoming someone different, but he will never give him power of attorney again. Some lessons, once learned, do not need to be learned twice. Outro hook. If this story affected you, subscribe to this channel right now, because every story here is about people who refuse to give up even when the cost was everything. Share this with someone you trust with your finances, and comment below telling me what you would have done in your father's position. Story 46 is coming and it will hit just as hard. Follow now and never miss a single upload.